and welcome to All Things Nitty's Crochet channel. This week's stitch is the Cozy Cluster stitch. It is a beautiful and really easy 2-row repeat. It gives you these lovely little clusters running through your stitch. Your count is 2 plus 2 and you want to cast your initial chain quite loose using the recommended hook size for your yarn. Once you have your multiples of 2 plus 2, we'll begin our pattern. Okay, so once you have your initial chain of 2 plus 2, we're going to begin in the second chain from our hook and we're going to work a full row of US half double crochet. So yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over and pull a loop through, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, yarn over, insert into the chain, yarn over and pull a loop through, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. One more time and then you can finish the row on your own. So once you've pulled a loop through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So continue doing that all the way to the end of that row. Pause the video, work your row, and we'll pick up pattern row 2 together. Okay, so we're going to move on to pattern row 2. Every row you're going to chain 1, turn your work. Now, this pattern we're going to be working into some of the back loops. However, your first and your last stitch, we're going to work through both loops and we're going to work a half double crochet. So make sure you have both parts of the stitch, your little V, work a half double crochet. We're going to do our first cluster, and to do that, here's our next stitch here. We're going to work into the space below, not here, we're going here, and we're going to work our little cluster. So to do that, yarn over, go into the space below, yarn over and pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. Do the same, yarn over, go into that same space, pull a loop up, yarn over and pull through 2. Now, the last part of our cluster, this would be a 3 double crochet together. However, if you yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull a loop up, once you have 5 loops, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. That makes this stitch here the same size as this stitch. I'll show you what I mean when we do the cluster again. It just makes your next row a lot easier to do. Your next stitch, so it's a half double crochet through both our cluster. Now we're going to work a half double crochet in the back loop only of the main row that you're on. So here's the next stitch, go into the back loop only, yarn over and pull a loop through just that back loop, then yarn over, pull through all 3. So you've done a half double crochet in the back loop only. We're going to do our cluster again. So not in this space, we're going the space below, yarn over, insert, yarn over and pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to do it the other way and show you the difference. So if you were doing a 3 together, you would go back into the stitch, yarn over, once you have 5, pull through 2, pull through 4. That leaves a really big stitch here where you can see my finger compared to this one here. It's much smaller and it keeps the pattern on your next row. It's much easier to work. Okay, so let's jump back to our pattern. We've worked our back loop only half double. We're going to work our cluster. So it's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, then yarn over. Once you have 5 loops, you just pull through all 5 loops. Our next stitch, back loop only, half double crochet, cluster in the space below, so it's 2, 2, 5, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 5. Back loop only, half double crochet. I'll show you the cluster one more time and then you can finish the row. So into the space below, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, one more, and then once you have 5, yarn over, pull through 5. So you'll work a back loop only half double crochet. So back loop only half double crochet. You'll then work your cluster here, back loop only half double crochet, cluster, back loop half double. Repeat those all the way till you've just got one stitch left, and stop, and we'll work it together. So pause the video, work back loop only half double crochet, cluster, repeat, and I'll get you at the end of the row. Okay, so you've come to the end of your row. You've just worked cluster, and if you remember me saying your first and your last stitch, you work your half double crochet through both parts of the stitch, and that just gives you a nice straight edge. Okay, so we're going to move back onto pattern row 1, chain 1, turn your work, and this is again just a full row of half double crochet, but you'll notice when you're working your half doubles that each stitch is kind of the same size, and the other way it makes the row really tight. So you're going to work your half double crochet row, keep working half double crochets all the way to the end, and you'll work a half double crochet again through both parts of the loop, and I'll show you how to do the cluster row again. Okay, so we're going to move back to pattern row 2, chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to repeat the cluster row, pattern row 2. So like the previous row, you're going to work your first and your last half double crochet through both parts of the stitch, half double crochet, then we're going to work our cluster into the space below that stitch, so not in the stitch, into the space below, you're going to work your cluster. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 5. Back loop only, half double crochet, so here's the back loop. Then you're going to work your cluster under here, work your cluster, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 5. Back loop only, half double, and that's your repeat. You just repeat those 2 rows where you work your clusters, and on the next row is just a full row of half double crochet. So just make sure when you've come to the end of this row, you just make sure you go through both parts of that very last stitch, so it would be there, both parts of the stitch. Make sure you have your V. Okay, so that's the way that I'll just zoom out here. That's the way that your pattern looks when you make it. However, I think, see if you turn your work upside down, I don't know, I think it just makes it a little bit nicer, because these come to they make wee triangle shapes. I thought they were really nice. So that was the Cozy Cluster crochet tutorial. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave me a like, comment away, subscribe. Just always check the description box, because that's where the timestamps, if you forget and you just want a quick refresh, you can jump direct to the row that you want, and all the information and ways you can support the channel are in that description box below. So I hope to see you next Sunday. Bye now.